wanna talk? So let's talk. Here. Talk. You wanna talk? You gotta talk, you need to talk. News talk.
I talk, you talk to Solomon. I talk, you talk to Solomon. Yeah, let's talk to Solomon. Talk to Solomon.
You gotta talk, you wanna talk.
Welcome back, my friends, to Talk to Solomon. Our guest from the great state of Texas, although he's now in Florida, Chris Slattery, is the founder of some pregnancy centers. He's a pro-life champion, and he's feeling pretty good lately. Chris, how are you?
Good. I'm actually from New York City.
Oh,
But
initially.
I think we're going to talk about some action in Texas.
There you go. All right, Chris. By the way, my co-host is Police Chief Steve Davis, or should I say former Police Chief Steve Davis. And when we get him back on the line, Brent Johnson, freedomradio.us. Chris, we are seeing the most pro-life Republican positioning platform in a long time, even though Romney's come out with exceptions for rape, incest, and the health of the mother. And we're seeing the most extremely pro-choice, pro-abortion position of the Democrat Party in the history of that party and of this country. Is that a fair statement?
Well, the plank in the Republican Party platform on pro-life is pretty consistent over the last 30 years, calling for a human life amendment. And so I think the fact that the plank is held firm under the pressure of the day is a great statement about the Republican Party. It's the party of life. Most of the Republican presidential candidates have, like President Bush, they had exceptions in their personal positions. But the party is pushing a states' rights approach, which is not ideal, but it is certainly miles away from where the Democrats are.
And let's talk
and
about
the media. The liberal media are trying very much to raise the abortion issue to scare women from voting for the Republicans.
Now, more women are pro-life than are pro-choice, according to all the polling data. Why would the Democrats think that saying with us, 2 out of 3 black children will be murdered, 1 out of 3 white children will be murdered, 1 out of 2 Latino children will be murdered? Why would they think that would get them more votes?
Well, this is the way the liberal media think. They believe everyone of intelligence thinks the way they do. And, it's just at the booth for MSNBC, listening to Chris Matthews literally just 20 feet away from me, going on and criticizing the pro-life position of the Republican Party, and bashing, as they have been doing on that channel for days, the position of the pro-life Republicans. They really, I think, are mistaken that it is a losing proposition for us. We are a pro-life nation. We have an absolute advantage for those people that vote on this issue alone. We have a net advantage of at least 8 percentage points over those that would vote against the pro-life position.
Now, you've been in the trenches
I'm
for a while.
optimistic that this will be. This is a winning strategy. It's the right strategy. It's not just a political posturing. It's a human rights issue.
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I tried to make several comments and I didn't know if you could hear. The reality is that, according to the polling data, even from the leftist organizations, the difference in approval or tendency or leanings for Obama versus Romney among women is single digits, and not even real high single digits. It's like 6 points. And yet the advantage for Romney over men is double digits. And they've been doing this for a long time, ever since the Republican primary started back in April. So it seems to me that if they haven't gotten any traction at this point, it's not logical that they will get traction in the next 2.5 months. But let me ask Chief Steve. Chief.
Well, first of all, I think the most important thing is that this is a war and not a debate, because actual human beings are being destroyed. But I believe that the left they're very good with their language, because, and the Republicans are not, because the left doesn't talk about abortion. They talk about women's body, women's rights, right to choose. They talk about contraceptives. They don't go into the abortion talk because they lose that. And on the other side, conservatives and Republicans don't talk about murdering babies, killing babies. They talk of this in the same language. They don't use the right language to their advantage to take this beyond the hypothetical or the theoretical into the reality that babies are being destroyed.
Brent?
Yeah, I think what Steve's saying is correct. And really, to sum it up, it's about packaging. It's always about packaging. As much as people might say that's superficial, that really is what it's about. Anything can be packaged in a manner that people either hear it or ignore it, depending on how it's packaged. The abortion proponents, the so-called pro-choice people, packaged things very well. They're good at packaging. They know what they're doing. They're stylish. The Republicans historically have been very poor at packaging things. Now, recently, the GOP has come out with their new platform. They're saying outright, abortion is the killing of a child. If you believe that conception is the beginning of life, then you are murdering a child when you abort that baby. And I believe that is the way to package this. It's all about packaging. The Republicans simply have been very poor historically at doing it. If they get better, then issue will be enjoined.
All right. Now, Chris, did I hear you say that you were near Chris Matthews right now?
I was a little while ago. I was at the MSNBC booth in Channel Side area of Tampa.
So you're at the Republican convention?
Well, I haven't yet been inside the main convention center, but I've been going to activities, pro-life events associated with the convention outside.
So let me ask you about Todd Akin of Missouri. I understand what he said. Frankly, he's 100% correct in the presumption, not necessarily 100% in every case. But when a woman is traumatized, she is less likely to get pregnant than when she's not traumatized. And if she's been violently raped, which is horrible, awful, and the rapist should be, if in fact guilty of that crime, in my opinion, drawn and quartered without anesthesia. But having said all that, what is the mood there in Tampa among the pro-life groups? Are they feeling good? Are they feeling bad? Where are they?
Well, I'd say that the pro-life activists, the majority of them that I was with today, were in favor of Akin and think he is a solid man who maybe made a mistake in his language, but they're supporting him. But of course, there's been some of the Republican leadership are looking to have him drop out of the race, and he's heard in the polls. But this is partly because the media are crucifying him, and they really haven't engaged in an honest debate.
Now, you've heard, I'm sure, Chris, because you're on to these things, when Roman Polanski was accused and, in fact, indicted, that Whoopi Goldberg, who's had 4 abortions, and the one child she didn't kill, she may as well have because she's destroyed that child. But anyway, Whoopi Goldberg, and I'll quote her, she said, well, it wasn't rape. That's, I guess, liberal for he didn't put a gun to her head. Now, isn't it kind of hypocritical that the liberals accepted rape as a terminology from one of their champions, but when this guy said legitimate rape, meaning that it was actually a violent rape, that somehow he's legitimizing rape?
Yeah, sure. Well, when a black woman says things that versus a white man saying them, she's given a lot more leeway. And in that case, sure, there's hypocrisy there. And, remember the left often don't even consider statutory rape to be true rape because it may not have been violent or a physical force, but they just poo-poo, and Planned Parenthood would love to drop all statutory rape and make sex between people of any age is legitimate. So, yeah, there's the total hypocrisy. The fact is that the left are perfectly okay with girls being violated by older men. They cover up in abortion facilities all across America serial predators of young girls who are brought in repeatedly to abortion clinics for a abortion-style rape, after they've been previously statutorily raped by older men. And so there's, total hypocrisy out there.
All right. Let me go to you, Chief. Do you have a comment for Chris?
Well, first of all, you're talking about crimes, and so I spent my whole life, pursuing criminals, and so rapists, and now we've got so many different terms of rape. We've got rape, we got violent rape, we got date rape, we got whatever else, statutory rape, legitimate rape. So that's just a way to muddy the waters. But you're right in the fact, Chris, you're very right in the fact that these abortion clinics are covering up criminals that are impregnating young girls, and then because of the ability of us to abort babies of rape incidents, and that those crimes get covered up as well, and it's very, very wrong.
Brent?
I completely agree with what Steve said. However, I have two things to add to this. First, Ted Aiken, in my opinion, is an idiot. Not because of what he believes, but because of what he said. He's in a political environment, in an election year, and he essentially gave 750 million rounds of ammunition to the opposing party and said, here, shoot me. Okay, politically, what he said was simply just plain dumb. I don't care what he meant. What he said was just plain dumb. Having said that, I have to disagree about the distinction between rape and statutory rape. Statutory rape is a bunch of legislators got together and said, if you're under a certain age, any time you have sex is automatically considered by the law to be rape. Rape, in its pure form, is a violent act. If an 18-year-old has sex with a 16-year-old, and it is consensual, the law says that it is rape. However, the reality is that there are many people who are 16-year-olds who actually, are engaged in sex, and it's not necessarily even bad situation. They may be about the same age. I'm not advocating this. I'm just saying that rape, the violent act of having a woman violated against her will, is a very different crime than statutory rape, which is simply a violation of what the legislature has set out for the acceptable age for having sex. They are not the same thing, and distinguishing the two is in itself not necessarily a hypocritical act. Nevertheless, I do agree with what you said, Steve. I do agree with what pretty much everybody here is saying. I just wanted to make those distinctions.
Well, I think that we have to talk about those distinctions, and I'm sure Chris wants to say something, but to me there is an age. I have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and I'm going to tell you something. A 13-year-old, a 12-year-old cannot negotiate successfully with a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old and defend themselves. There has got to be a law that says that you simply cannot. Now, whether you want to think that 16
but
is
a
right.
17 and an 18-year-old is different.
Well, the law already takes that into account. Normally, there has to be at least a 2 or 3 year variance of the age, so that if a 6-year-old has sex, it's statutory rape. If they have it with a 7-year-old, it's not statutory rape. That is typically the case.
But with an 18-year-old, it is. Maybe
Or maybe not, but certainly there has to be a look. Any age person, any age male that has sex, or female for that matter, with the freaks we have today, that has sex with a 12 or 13-year-old, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if they're 15 or 16 or 18 or 40, that they have to be told that's wrong, and so we have to set certain basics.
Well, Stan, we could add this example.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We had a story just a week or so ago about the Muslims who were marrying off their girls at 10 and 12 years old.
Exactly.
And those girls, even though they were legally married, are devastated and have no idea what's going on, and their lives are destroyed.
And I'm not suggesting that's okay, Stan. Don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting for a moment that's okay. I'm only making a certain distinction. Not at the age of 12, not at the age of 10, but like 16 or 17 by law is still statutory rape.
In some places. In some places. All right.
Well, Brent's right, though. In this case, we've lost the target here. The target is the GOP has lost an opportunity to talk about life. They went more on the bandwagon of destroying Aiken or dumping Aiken when they could have been talking about the right issue, which was saving life and stopping abortion.
All right, let's get back to Chris. Chris, your feelings on some of the things we're talking about, or other comments?
Well, I think that the Aiken issue has been a big distraction, and unfortunately, you're right that one of you guys said that he really blew it, and you could say that, but the other side, anytime they make flubs, the media let it go. I mean, we could get flub a day from Biden, and he gets a free pass, and Obama's had plenty of them, not necessarily on this issue, but their positions are so callous towards the unborn and the destruction of multi-millions of children that in itself is an issue that we have to keep hammering. We have to, not be afraid of our position of defending life. But the media are constantly trying to radicalize us. I just witnessed it. Of course, everyone sees it on TV, but I saw Chris Matthews again hammering one of the congresswomen, trying to put her on the defensive. They have a whole strategy. They're working with the White House. They're taking their cue from the White House to just absolutely hammer the Republicans on this so-called war on women. And I think we're going to hear Ann Romney tonight, who's going to address that so-called war on women and hopefully handle it really well.
Well, I have great confidence in her. I have no confidence in the media. And you do bring up a point. There's some discussion. We saw Romney and the other Republican candidates, Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich, ask their plan to take away contraceptives from women, when there was no such plan. It was created out of whole cloth, but it was George Stephanopoulos doing as instructed by the Democrats to try and create an issue or have a discussion start on an issue that never was an issue and never was in the plan. I think that we have to talk about what do the left get by being the lapdogs and the hunting dogs of the left. And the answer is they probably get small children that they can rape. That would be my opinion. Can't prove it, but I think if we looked close enough, we'd find that out. Mr. Throw-Up-His-Leg, Mr. Stephanopoulos, Mr. Cooper Anderson, who's already admitted to being a homosexual, these people have a lot of stuff that they can be, shall we say, influenced by. And I, for one, don't think there's a liberal worth keeping alive, much less finding out, whether or not they're nice people, because these people are godless and they're deviant. Now, that's my humble opinion. Don't recommend anybody go out and shoot anybody, but everyone who's for abortion has already been born. You notice that? None of them are wanting their own demise. If they think there's too many people, why don't we just get rid of them? Chris?
Okay.
Not a bad point.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to touch that one.
Okay. You're a nice guy. We need nice guys. I am so tired of baby killers. I'm so tired of baby rapers. I'm so tired of anti-God, anti-American, anti-normalcy people. I don't think I'm the only one that feels like that. Are you hearing that at all out there, Chris?
Well, I mean, I think at this day and age we have to be polite. There has to be a certain civility against our opponents, and the Republicans are going to try and play as nice as possible. They're not looking to be offensive, and because the media are constantly trying to get us in a defensive position, we have to put on a positive face to our positions and make them as attractive as possible without being offensive. So, obviously, there's a big gap between the two sides on this issue. This is the most fundamental difference between the two sides. I mean, there are many others. You could go on and on about it. Obamacare and foreign policy, et cetera, and you know, how to solve the economic problems. In a way, as a pro-life activist, I'm happy that our issue is getting attention in this election. But it's critical that we have good, positive media packages, which is what we were saying at the beginning, that we have to have positive portrayals of our side.
Brett, your comment?
Yeah, you know, I think there's a real answer as to why this approach by the pro-choice people or the pro-death people. Fear is a very compelling way of getting people to do what you want. People who do not take the time to intelligently consider an issue. If I sit there about an issue, I will take the time to consider it, not be motivated by fear. But a lot of people aren't like that. And the Democrats and the liberals politically have found is that fear will get a lot of people to do what they want them to do. And so you make them afraid they're going to be out on the street. You make them afraid of no Social Security. You make them afraid of no Medicare. Make them afraid that the women are going to be disenfranchised. Whatever it is, if you package it, go back to packaging, politically package it with fear, a lot of people will go along with that. That's why they do it, because it works. The way to address it is to teach people through packaging again that there's another way to look at things, not to be reactive so much as get people to understand that they're being manipulated through fear, that they do have the ability to think about these things. They do have intelligence within them, and they just have to use the brains that God gave them to think beyond the packaging of fear. If we can do that, then we can defeat the fear tactic.
All right,
if
Chris,
I may
go ahead and finish up. Chris, go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to add that, you know, we in our movement are very pro-women, and we're a bunch of men here tonight, but we have many tens of thousands of pro-life women counseling other girls and women across America in our frontline pregnancy centers in all our states. This is the heart of our movement. There are many thousands that have dedicated their lives to serving girls and women who get in unexpected pregnancies, and this is what I've dedicated my life to. We've counseled over 125,000 girls and women over the last 27 years. We do care about women who get into trouble. We do care about these couples and want to give them all the compassionate help that they need to get through a tough pregnancy. It's not that we just care about the babies. We do, but we care about the mothers too.
And half of those
we
babies
have to constantly get across.
Half of those babies are girls. No one's mentioning how many girls are being murdered in the womb or outside the womb, if it was up to Obama. And lastly, I just want to say that, you know, they're hiding the facts that many studies have shown the link between abortion and breast cancer, and that has destroyed many a woman too. Chris,
Sure.
thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate your work. God bless you and protect you and others like you that are working so hard to protect our future generation. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, and God bless. Bye-bye.
We'll be back shortly with more here on Talk to Solomon. Do you like being healthy? I do. In fact, this product, which I've been taking for years now, is absolutely the answer. Now, you may not believe it, but I'm actually 21, plus tax, of course. This product has 146 different healthful nutrients in it, and it's liquid, so it's bioavailable. It tastes great, and it's sugar-free. 1 ounce of Sonic Life each day will help you to maintain and enhance your health. It's a kind of a gift, well, that you'll thank your mom for, your husband for, your wife for, your kids for. Whoever you give it to, they're going to say thank you. And you are going to enjoy the benefits of having all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients your body needs in one very reasonably priced product. Just go to cpnlive.com and everything's right there. You'll be able to read all the ingredients. The price is right there, a flat price delivered to your door anywhere in the United States of America. Sonic Life is a gift, a great gift. Give it to yourself. I do. I like to eat. Do you like to eat? We all do. And usually we run to the grocery store, we run to the convenience store, or we have something in the fridge. But power's been out in parts of this country in the last few weeks. We don't know what's going to come down the pike economically. Smart people are putting in food. Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves is a line of foods that you can put away that will last for a very long time. You know, they say eat what you store and store what you eat. This is great tasting stuff, healthy for you, a full line. You go to our website, cpnlive.com, and click on the button for Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves and see all the different things we have. This is good tasting food. It's reasonably priced. It will last. And it's worth its weight in gold if a problem arises. I know you don't think there's going to be anything that goes wrong. Actually, you do. This is smart. This is smart insurance. This is smart preparation. This is smart thinking. You have kids. You have a spouse. You have parents. You have dependents. You have an appetite. All those things can be addressed by a frugal but smart investment in Alpine Air Gourmet Reserves. Try them out. You will be tickled to death with the taste of them. You know what? In many cases, people start to eat this and they think, heck, this tastes better and costs less than what you're going to the grocery store to buy. cpnlive.com, check it out. Hey, my name is Stan Solomon, and you know if I have something to say, I'll say it. And I'll only tell you the truth because I'm a Republican, not a Democrat. Democrats always lie. Republicans only lie half the time. I don't lie at all. This is the Fuel Mule. It's an extraordinary product that was developed by a friend of mine, an engineer, and it increases the fuel mileage on your vehicle. If you have a combustion engine, this will increase your mileage by 10 to 20%. It bolts around your fuel line. You can install it yourself or have your mechanic do it. It is an extraordinary item, and it flat works. I've been using it for more than 10 years. It's increased my mileage on every vehicle I put it on, and by the way, it will last forever. You can get rid of your vehicle, just take it off and put on the next one. Go to cpnlive.com. You'll have more information there. You can order it right there. We absolutely guarantee you'll be satisfied. The Fuel Mule. It's a way to kick down your cost of fuel and kick up your mileage. Don't you love the name? I thought of it. The Fuel Mule. Let me ask you a question. Do you like being sick? I have in my hand an incredible product. It's called TR10 supercolloidal silver. TR10 stands for a trace to the negative 10th power. The particles in this silver product are 6 to 8 angstroms, 6 to 8 10 billionths of a meter. Now listen to me. Silver has been the magic bullet for all of human existence. The Egyptians used silver instruments. We use silverware. They put silver in your teeth because nothing can grow on silver. Silver will kill anything but liberalism. I'm working on that. This product, you go to cpnlive.com, buy 1 quart of this product. It will last you for a very long time. Anytime you feel like you've been exposed to something bad, take some of this product, spray it in your mouth, or take a little bit and gargle it, swallow it. It will kill any pathogen. The average antibiotic kills 10 to 20 different pathogens. This product will kill 700 plus. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do your doctor a favor. He's tired of seeing you. Get Super Colloidal Silver. Go to cpnlive.com, order the product. It's $29.95 plus shipping. I think it's $39.95 delivered any place in America right to your door. It's worth 10 times that. Check it out. If you're not 100% happy, just return it and we'll give you your money back.